What's next?
What do I do next?
Literally, what do you do?
In like the movies, they find out that they're positive, and next thing they flash into them painting the nursery. Like they don't talk about what happened.
Should we be painting? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nine Boulevard. My name is Colin Williams. I'm here with the very beautiful, very stunning, very pregnant Balim Bamba.
Very pregnant.
How are you feeling?
Pregnant.
You look so tired.
I'm so tired.
My baby is a zombie these days.
I am. So how far along am I now? I'm like 13 weeks in a few days.
Yeah.
I just want to punch every single human being that told me that by now things would be better, because so far it's feeling a little worse. Like I'm more tired than I was in the first trimester. I am like uncomfortable, but I think it's more because of like my fibro than anything. Yeah, it hasn't been great. But I'm happy to be on this journey.
Yeah, but you're doing great. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
You're doing really great.
Thank you.
You're carrying very well.
Am I?
You are. You're glowing. You're beautiful. You're a ray of sunshine. So yeah.
This is the deathliest ray I've ever seen. We kind of told you guys how we found out, but I think let's just go a little more detail, just a little bit. So, what happened was, I was sick. Like I said, we went through a very stressful time. If you haven't seen our previous video, just go watch it. Kind of like say a lot, but I'll kind of go into a bit more detail. We were going through a stressful time. I missed my period, and I was like, okay, makes sense, stress. And then I got sick with a lung and stomach infection, so they said. I think I already did have the lung infection. I'm just not sure about the stomach infection.
One,
yeah, I don't think that was what was
happening. Because I guess they just based it off of you throwing up all the time.
Yes. Because I couldn't eat a thing. Like there was nothing that I could eat.
Which is literally a symptom of pregnancy.
But like we weren't thinking about it like that,
It was the last thing on our minds.
Literally the last thing on our minds. So I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't drink anything. Like I tried drinking ginger stuff. Even now, even like the thought of ginger makes me want to throw up. But the day that it was the 12th of March, that morning, I was already supposed to start feeling better, but I tried to drink some water because I was feeling extremely dehydrated.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of water to even begin with, so I was just like, okay, if I can't drink anything else, then we at least try water. Water has to go down. And I drank some of the water, and it didn't even take like a minute, and I was like projectile vomiting the water. And then
it was almost like an emergency type of thing. We didn't even book or make an appointment.
No.
We just went there.
Yeah,
luckily it was a follow-up.
It was a follow-up kind of appointment because we had already been to the doctor before.
Yeah.
So
I think it was the Thursday, and then we went back on the Saturday.
I think it was the Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was the Wednesday, and then I went back on the Saturday because now it is like, dude, the stomach thing that she said it's not getting better. Dit werk nie. So please just help me and put me on a drip. And so we did the drip thing. The drip helped a lot. I even ate, I think, for the first time after the drip. So I think like it kind of soothed my stomach, because I think that's where the problem was. Like it soothed my stomach and I could actually eat for the first time. And then I started getting better, but I was still nauseous, like a lot. But not in the sense like I'm throwing up. It's in the sense of like, I just, even now, talking about it makes me feel so sick. I was just like, no, I'm still not like 100%, but it's okay. I thought maybe my body's still healing.
Yeah.
I'll get there in time. Then I looked at my app, like my period app. And at that point, I was 14 days late. And my brain was already going, quite a minute.
14 days?
Yeah, it was 14 days. It was 2 weeks.
Wow.
I mean, I understand the stress and I understand the sickness, but at some point, this should have come in. I've never been later than 10 days.
Yeah,
before.
that was the longest.
The longest I've ever been late was 10 days. So I was like, okay, this is weird. This is strange.
You kept on bringing it up like every day.
Because it was so weird. I was like, this is not normal. And like, I genuinely didn't think I was pregnant. I want everybody to understand that. I genuinely did not think that I was pregnant. I genuinely, like from the bottom of my heart, just thought it was circumstantial.
Yeah, you
that
just blocked.
Yeah, I was just having a blockage. That was just a blockage.
A spiritual blockage.
You know, and
preventing you.
We will get there eventually. On the 18th of March, I told Cohen to go give me a pregnancy test because I was like, bro, not that I think that we're pregnant, but can you go? No, babe. You're being so dramatic. No, babe. We don't need to test. We've been through this before.
For me, it felt like, okay, now we're doing this thing again. And we're just getting all these pregnancy tests for no reason, you know, to get negative tests all the time.
Honestly, I just wanted to get the test so that, like I said in the previous video, if something was wrong, like if honestly I wasn't pregnant and I was that late, because at that point it was like 15 days.
Yeah.
If I was that late, then I had to go to the doctor. I had to go see a gynecologist. Like, it was not even a two-way street because that means that something is wrong with me. No, babe.
I was like, okay, something is wrong with you. It's not a baby. It's anything but the baby. So something is wrong with you. And also, like, the year just began. We just, like, I feel like our mindsets weren't even focused on having a baby. We were just like, okay, we're hustling, we're doing this and this. And now it's just like, what? No, that's not a possibility, you know? So that's why I was like, no, man, like, if it happens, it will show itself. Why aren't you getting, like, actual symptoms or anything like that? So we are sick. So that's why you're experiencing the vomiting. That's why you're experiencing the tiredness and all of that stuff. I was also sick at that point.
You were, yeah.
So I had a high fever. It was like something that I've never felt before also.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, no, there's definitely something wrong with us and it's not pregnancy. It's not pregnancy
with the
related.
Symptoms. I wake up the next day on the 19th and I go to the bathroom and I looked, we talk freely, right?
Yeah.
We're going to talk freely.
I
looked at my breastises and my areolas were so dark. They were so dark that I've never seen them look like that. And I was like,
what's going on
here? So I decided that this time I'm not even going to involve him in my pregnancy plan.
Because I'm going to come with you.
Because he's going to come with no, babe.
Just overreacting. Just chill.
So I literally got dressed. And then I said goodbye to him as I was leaving. He's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to go get a test. He's like, why? I'm like, I'm going to get a test.
And I was like, okay, go off, girl.
And, you know, and I literally...
Go get your negative test.
I literally went and I got just one test because I was like, okay, if it's negative, so I'm not even going to... So I get back and he had to go to work. He had to go, like, open up at work. And then I was like, okay. But, like, I didn't need to pee yet. So I was still drinking my fluids to try and get, like, the pee going. And he was gone.
I am around 18 days late for my period, which is also quite creepy. I looked at my breasts today and my areolas are darker and a lot bigger. And so are my boobs. I can't sleep on my stomach because it's so uncomfortable. I don't know for what reason. I'm a stomach sleeper. Like, I'm a side stomach sleeper sometimes. I have peed like a few times today because the shops are opening quite late and I am an early bird. I've gone to the bathroom a few times, so this one might not be accurate. I bought just the normal Mediarite, whatever, maybe clinic thing. I am not saying I'm pregnant. I'm not saying that is the reality. I'm just saying a lot of weird things are happening, and if I am not pregnant, then I do need to go to the doctor to figure out what's going on. But yeah. Oh, and smells. If something does not smell right, I can't. Like, I literally cannot be in the room. Like, I can't. It makes me want to just, you know, it's just not even a real thing. So yeah, I don't know, a lot of weird things. I do have a few symptoms of bun-in oven syndrome, but yeah, we'll see.
I was trying my best to get this thing done before he came back, right? And it just so happened that right after I pee on this thing, he walks back, right? And I'm like, okay, no. I don't even look at this. I'm not like sitting, like, you know, like how Sims sit and they're like looking at it like it's no. I'm not even sitting. I put it on the side. I'm washing my hands. Oh, these kitties. And I'm washing my hands and I'm just like, I'm carrying on with my life. And then I go back. We even spoke it. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
All I remember was you just calling my name.
Yes.
With like the utmost fear and terror and shock. I was like, what happened? Because I didn't even know you got the test.
Yeah, I know you didn't know.
And I just hear, Cohen! Cohen! And I'm like, what?
That's the thing. I walked out of the bathroom because like the way I was just like, oh, it's gonna just be negative. It's all good. You know, it's normal. I walked out of the bathroom. I walked back in, and I see the darkest second line I have ever seen on a pregnancy test in my life. And like, I'm just like, am I seeing this? Or I just am like, what's happening? So I called him. Oh no, I do know, I panicked. I was like, come here.
Give me a heart attack. I'm like, is it a spider? Is it a snake? What's happening?
I'm like, please look at this. I'm like, look at it and tell me what you see. Yeah. And he's like, wait, what does 2 lines mean? And I'm like, oh my God, he did not just ask me that. Like, because I was hoping he'd be like, yeah, it's a line, you know, like maybe I imagined it. He's like, what did 2 lines mean? I'm like, oh my God.
She's not saying anything. She's not answering me. I have to go find the box, and then I look at the box and I read the box, and I'm like, oh, this is what 2 lines mean.
This is not real. I actually feel like I'm being trolled. Like, this has to be a troll test. Cohen's back now. He came back in perfect timing. I've cried, I've laughed, I'm shocked. Cohen manifested this. I just want that on film. I wanted on. He manifested this. He wanted this.
Joking.
Well, clearly you don't joke about things like this, Cohen.
You the one who said when it's God's will, it will happen.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna put God's will with manifestation, obviously God is gonna listen to your dreams.
Manifesting a lot of other things. You know, when everything in the room just goes.
Yeah, it went really quiet.
Blank.
It
and
went
it's just
really
like.
quiet. It was a lot. It was like the realization just hit me.
Yeah.
In that moment, and then Cohen started laughing.
That shock
that
laugh.
Shock laugh. I look at him and I'm like, why are you laughing? So then I start laughing. But like I'm crying.
Yeah.
It's like a random mix of like laughing and crying at the same time, because I'm laughing because of the disbelief, and I'm also crying because of the disbelief. Yeah. And it was just like the weirdest.
It was just the disbelief. I'm like, no, man. Like in my head I was like, this is a prank. This is a joke. It's not real.
I'm pretty sure at some point I was like,
what's happening?
This has to be like a prank pregnancy test, because there's no way. There's no actual
like
word.
I had no words. Like
None.
I had nothing to say to you.
He had so much no words that I just called my best friend, because I was like, I need somebody else to witness this with me, because I don't know what to do.
Someone to bring you into reality.
Yeah, just to like
just to make it real, because I'm just like, no.
So I call my best friend and she's like, I'm like, a friend? And she's like, what's wrong? I just turned my camera and she, like, her face, she just like, her eyes like, and I'm just like, okay, so you see it too. Like, it's not just real. Us, you see it too. And she's like, friend. I'm like, friend. And like, literally, it was just a moment of like the 3 of us dying of laughter in pure disbelief of what was actually happening. Dude, I'm so shocked. I don't even know. Like, you see, now I just switched them off so that I can call you. But I've been crying. I can't stop crying. I don't know what is going on. Like, these 2 people, there's another person inside of me right now. Like, I'm not one. There's another entity. Like, there's somebody inside of me right now waiting to, like, be a human being in this earth. I had a moment of panic afterwards because like my anxiety took over.
Yeah.
But like it only happened like I would say even like 15 minutes after this whole situation of finding out and stuff. I was so happy. I was laughing.
Yeah.
I was in shock. We were just looking at each other. We were giggling. It was like, oh.
It's also like it's a moment where you imagine this moment in
Yeah,
your life,
yeah.
in your distant future.
Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, one day
Distant.
this is gonna happen, and you're like wondering how am I gonna react? Like, what am I gonna be like? Oh yeah, baby,
yeah.
And then it happens when you least expect it.
It was so
Out of
unexpected.
the blue, at a
bluest blue.
random day.
On a random
and then-
Sunday.
On a random Sunday. And then you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
This is that moment.
This is
that
right
moment.
now. Uh-huh.
We are in it.
Currently.
It's happening
Right
right,
now.
From
Now.
that moment, we just became parents.
It was so crazy. It was honestly
Like this.
Like it was wild.
We had been parents for at least 2 months. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Unknowingly, to us, who have been parents for at least 2 months, your body's just changing and transforming there. But until that moment when
It
we
was like-
realized it, and then it just fell upon us, it was just crazy.
It was special though.
It
also. Like
was.
I'll never forget it. Like, and also the fact that we were so joyful. Like
Yeah.
our first reaction.
Like I couldn't stop smiling.
You couldn't. You couldn't. Like
I couldn't stop
like
smiling.
our first reaction to
Yeah.
finding out about our baby was just pure joy.
exactly,
And that's something very special, I feel.
Yeah.
So then the first thing that they tell you to do is look at the last day of your last period. And I did that. And that's when I realized, oh my goodness, we are 8 weeks pregnant. 8 weeks. That's 2 months of having a baba inside of me.